My wrinkle's still there. It just doesn't want to go away. I've even left that screen down for days to see if it would iron itself out. It's not going to. So I think it's just going to be there for the remaining 19 or so weeks of pregnancy. So we are at 21 weeks today. Well, 21 week update today. Sorry, I'm frazzled. It's warm today. I'm feeling the heat. I don't know why. It's not actually that warm, I don't think. Any warmer than our heat wave that we had a little while ago. So I don't know why, but I'm feeling the heat and it's not nice. So I didn't weigh myself today. I have no idea what I weigh. I'll try to do that by next week. I always weigh myself in the morning on an empty stomach after I've gone pee so that I just kind of have a consistent weight or a consistent guideline standards so that it doesn't change too much, because I just had half a liter of fluids, and so I'm actually going to weigh quite a bit more now, and I've had food today and things like that, so I actually don't know what my weight is. The baby is the size of a carrot. Now when I looked this up, I was like, carrots are really small, but it's currently the length of a carrot, not the width or the weight. So we're growing slowly but surely. Steady weight gain, that's what we want. What have I got? Energy. If my toddler sleeps through the night, my energy is fine. If she doesn't sleep through the night, my energy is not so fine. Last night we were up for about 2 hours where she just couldn't sleep. I really think she's starting to get scared of the dark, which really sucks. So I'm gonna see what we can do about that and see if we can get her sleeping better again. Heartburn. I had heartburn really bad for the beginning part of the week, and it was every night. Didn't seem to matter what I ate or didn't eat. I would just end up randomly with heartburn in the evening. But the last 5 days, there's been absolutely nothing. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe the hair was starting to grow on little baby's head. I haven't a clue, but I'm not going to complain that it's all gone now. So this week was fairly low-key. I haven't done a whole lot. I'm still nursing Kaylee. I try to avoid it if I can by just distraction, like when she wakes up in the morning. If I wake up at the same time as her, she generally comes back to our bed so that I can wake up and do the social media thing and everything while she nurses. But for the last week, we've had pretty fast-paced mornings where I'm very often up before her, so when she wakes up, I'm fully dressed and I'm ready to go for the day, and it's really just get her up, get her dressed, get some food into her, and she doesn't seem to realize necessarily that she hasn't nursed. I think she's asked for it once on those days. Not that I'm trying to wean her, I don't want her to not nurse. It's just really nice to give my very, very sore nipples a break if I have the opportunity. Nap times, again, if we're at home, she's nursing. If we're not at home and we're out and about, she doesn't nurse. And bedtime, she nurses. And if she wakes up in the middle of the night, which sometimes she does, she gets to nurse once. And if, like last night, she nursed, she fell back asleep. I went back to bed, and I think I was just asleep. And she woke up again. And then I was up with her for another hour. And that second time she didn't ask to nurse when we were in her room, but after an hour I'm like, okay, I need to get some sleep because it's now 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm exhausted. So we went to our bed, brought her into our bed where she can lay in between my husband and I, and then I don't worry about her rolling off the bed or anything, but she can lay there awake by herself while I go back to sleep. And as soon as we laid down, she wanted to nurse and had a little bit of a meltdown because I didn't want to nurse because we had already nursed. So I basically told her that Mummy's nipples were sleeping and that she could nurse when the sun came up and it was daytime again. And that made her cry a little bit harder, but for a shorter period of time. And then she settled down. I actually have no idea how long she was awake for because I went back to sleep. I was so tired. And then she didn't get to nurse this morning because she woke up too late and she was going to Grandma and Grandpa's house. So they were almost here, so it was kind of get her out of bed, wake her up and get her out of bed, and get her dressed and ready to go. She always sleeps in quite a bit later, usually until about 10 or 10:30 in the morning when she's had one of those rough nights. So hopefully tonight with swimming, she will not sleep horribly. Hopefully she'll sleep really well. Other than that, this week I did go to a La Leche meeting, League meeting, just to ask if there's anything that I can actually do to reduce nipple pain, and unfortunately there really isn't. Many women find keeping themselves well hydrated helps, making sure that they're taking care of themselves, getting enough calories, enough sleep helps, but really the nipple sensitivity is hormone induced. So even today driving in the car, if my seatbelt brushes against my nipple, I can feel it, and I'm wearing my bra and everything. I'm wearing 2 shirts over top. So it's just, they're just really sensitive, and they were saying generally around the 5-month mark it tends to decrease a little bit, although the actual aversion might increase of not wanting to nurse a toddler anymore because you're trying to get ready for a baby. But I'm hoping the pain goes away a little bit. And I was able to borrow this guy from them. I'm going to have to make sure I turn this video around because I film it in photo booth on my computer, so everything is backwards. It's mirror imaged. So the Adventures in Tandem Nursing, they didn't have it the last time I went to the meeting. It was out on loan, and they had it this time when I was in. So I borrowed it. I've had it since Tuesday. It's now Friday, and I've read about half of it so far. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm going to tandem nurse or not. I think I'm just going to leave it up to Kaylee. And if she's okay with tandem nursing, then as long as I don't have strong emotional feelings that I can't control about it at the time, then I will let her continue nursing. I do recall being so heavily engorged with Kaylee because she couldn't latch on one side, and she had such a bad tongue and lip tie that she wasn't draining my breast very well. And I ended up so horribly engorged. I'm really surprised, actually, I didn't get mastitis at all. But I like the idea of having a toddler who still remembers how to latch and how to nurse, and having her be able to release some pressure off of me when the new baby has trouble latching. Now, according to the leaders of the La Leche League, Kaylee might need to relearn a latch after nursing on an empty breast for so long because they're so, pliable that she can suck a whole bunch of it into her mouth. Whereas when they're full of milk again, she's going to have to relearn to just open wide and, attach herself kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to still do it. Not that I have any particular reason why, except maybe selfishly to reduce some engorgement. In reading this book, it does talk about how sometimes babies will gain more if mom is tandem nursing because they will be getting more hind milk and less fore milk. And sometimes your first child will actually gain weight quicker because they are taking in so much fatty milk at the beginning, because after the colostrum goes away, it's quite fatty milk for babies. So maybe Kaylee might gain some weight because she's 25-ish months and she's only 20 pounds. So she's a tall, skinny little girl. But other than that, if you're liking the videos, comment below. Rate the videos, preferably thumbs up. You can give them a thumbs down if you want, but preferably thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. I don't know where the subscribe button is, unfortunately, when the video is on. And I will talk to you guys next week. I don't have anything TMI this week. I don't think. Nothing. Oh, I did get some lecithin today. Today's the first day that I'm using it because the pelvic pain seemed to have decreased and diminished over the last week. But as of last night / today, it seems to be really bad again. And I'm wondering if that is actually swimming lessons because I'm doing a lot of side stepping in a crouched down position in the water. And so I hadn't been using the brace in a while. I hadn't been doing any of the measures, the supportive measures. So today I'm wearing the brace. I've got the lecithin, Lecithin, because that's supposed to help greatly with the pubic symphysis dysfunction that some women end up with. And I will start icing 3 times a day because I actually haven't applied ice to my pubic bone at all because it really doesn't sound comfortable. And it sounds less comfortable than the amount of pain that I'm in. That's why I haven't done it yet. But today the pain's pretty bad, so I'm going to go to swimming lessons and I will probably ice it tonight. And I will take another lecithin capsule tonight, so I can take 2 a day and see how it goes from there. So I will show you my belly, which is definitely starting to grow. Well, it's always been growing, but it's definitely starting to look bigger now. So I still have my little cat litter box here. So there's straight on and sideways with the shirt. I feel like I'm really thick this time. Really thick in there. And the other side. And then the belly up. Or not the belly up, the shirt up. Straight on. I'm getting tons and tons of movement. Visual movement as well. The other night, my husband and I were laying in bed before going to sleep, and he could just see my belly just bubbling away, popping away, with all the little kicks and elbows and jabs and things like that. So there's lots and lots of movement, which is really nice. Very comforting in a way. Still feels kind of weird, but I'm used to it from my daughter, and it's not our first time around, so. I'm still out of breath. Now I think it's more because my organs are getting pushed up, but so out of breath. Other than that, I will talk to you guys next week for the 22-week pregnancy update. It's going by, I know, I say it all the time. It's going by so fast, but so slow at the same time. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye!